pressure, but I'll literally die if you don't do this right. Do we need to put our handprints?
No!
Doing this sort of thing with it, which I'm sure is not the way the pros do it.
All right, guys, this is coming out better than I could ever imagine. It's raining, people. We had to hurry up and put some plastic down. I have bad news. I knew it was too good to be true for this to go so well. What's up, guys? Welcome back. This week we're picking up right where we left off. We decided to take it in our own hands, doing our DIY huge driveway. It's gonna be at least 300 to 400 feet long. It's a big undertaking, but we are trying to save some money. This is a job that I'm pretty nervous about. I think we both have to be very hands-on on this, and I think that we also might be missing a third person that could also be helpful to help us.
Well, we're gonna see what we can do with just the two of us. That's the point of life, seeing what you can hold down with just your own two, or your own four in this particular instance. But yeah, last week we put the episode up where we removed the concrete and formed it, and a lot of people had some great ideas. They had gravel with tracks. They said you could do 2 separate little strips, which would cut the concrete cost in half, but we didn't really like the aesthetic of those 2 strips. We feel like they crack a lot. We've seen them. We definitely did think about that, but I think a driveway will add a little more value to the property when it's all said and done. And with the gravel, the only problem with even with that mat and the gravel holding it in is that we have one stretch that's about 100 feet long that it drops 20 to 30, 30 to 40 feet. Either way, I still don't think it would work. What would end up happening is it would work great for a while after one big rainstorm and going up and down it with a vehicle. The gravel is going to settle down and then you're just going to see that plastic track, which is going to be an eyesore anyway. So it really wasn't the solution to our problem. We're going to go with the Big Daddy driveway. So I'm excited. I think we can definitely be able to do this here. We're definitely going to be able to, you know, control it. It's just concrete. Put it down, smooth it out, and move on with your life. All right, so we just got a little bell footer on this area. Put that on just so it's a little thicker on the edges. It'll grab the earth better and it won't roll downhill if we ever get a big rainstorm. So now that that's ready, we're going to measure out our stainless steel wire mesh, and then we're gonna lay that in, get that all tied together, and then get our blocks under it, get it up, and then we'll be ready for concrete.
How far are we doing it?
A little bit more. Go all the way to the tarp. So, no pressure, but I'll literally die if you don't do this right.
Well, night night.
Night night.
We got stuck under the thing.
Side. Just flip it over. You can not stand on it because you're holding it. All right, so I'm trying to straighten this wire out so that it'll lay flat and not scorpion us. Any of my concrete geniuses out there know how to do this a better way. I'm kind of just rolling it out and doing this sort of thing with it, which I'm sure is not the way the pros do it.
Now that we got the death wire laid down pretty flat, we're going to now use little wire ties to tie it together to make sure it's one solid piece.
All right, so we got our wire mesh grid all tied together now, all placed in place where it's gonna go. But now we are going to break up some cinder blocks to lift up, you know, the wire mesh off the ground 1.5 inches. And that's gonna be easy for me because I have a bunch of broken blocks because that sorry Ferreteria delivered me like 1 broken block for every 3 that weren't broken, so I got plenty of those to break up. But the reason you do it is because you don't want your steel sitting on the floor where it's going to be exposed to moisture. You want it up, completely encased in the concrete, therefore it'll last the longest.
Alright, our form is done, our steel is in, and now the next step is to get the truck out here to pour cement. I'm pretty nervous. I think this is going to be a difficult job of smoothing it out, and we're trying to, what is it called with the brush?
Brush finish it.
We're trying to do finishing work also, which we've never done, so Matt says that's going to be the easy part, so we'll see.
Brush finish is pretty straightforward. It's not, there's no real crazy, you know, insane skill to doing that. The troweling is a little bit different, getting it flat. But the thing is, we're not getting it perfectly flat. This is a simpler project because it's a driveway. It can be a little off. It's not your kitchen floor where it always puddles next to your refrigerator now if your floor is not perfectly flat. So this is a, you know, an easy project to start on, and it's going to be good. We're going to be fine. But yeah, it's Sunday now, so I got a call. I'm going to send the concrete guy a message, see if I can get him out here first thing in the morning. I'd love to get concrete going first thing in the morning, but if not, set it up for Tuesday. Shouldn't be no big deal, and we should be ready to ride.
All right, here we go.
But seriously, y'all, do we need to put our handprints?
No!
We're supposed to.
Well, you're gonna ruin our design. The truck just pulled up. It's time to get to work. Let's hope this goes well. so far so good. We're still pouring it out, trying to get it leveled around to make sure that there's enough cement in all the areas. Everything seems to be going well so far. We're now floating it, I think is what it's called. It's smoothing out. I think we have a couple hours to work with it to get the desired look. Pretty excited. I hope everything's going well. Matt's been busy, so he can't really tell me if it's going well. So we'll see.
So far, so good. Okay, so we got the mud pretty well laid out. I'm not exactly sure when to brush. All the reading says different things. It seems like concrete guys just kind of know when to brush. So I'm gonna run the brush across it now and see if it gives texture. If it does, I'm gonna start brushing it and then do the final trial in.
And that's for tire grip, right? Or just for looks?
It's for grip, yeah. Because I don't want to be sliding. I don't want to slick it off. Not that I don't even think I could slick it off if I wanted to. This driveway needs to have good traction for the tires. So I think the broom finish will do that for us. Didn't you say you was gonna do this part?
No, I'm not good at any of this. I tried, people, I tried.
I think it needs to be a little bit more dried, but I'm gonna do it the whole thing just to keep it uniform because I don't want to have it looking crazy like I did this one twice and then the other way. So I'm gonna broom the whole thing out and see. Maybe I didn't shake my mud off good enough.
Alright guys, this is coming out better than I could ever imagine. Matt somehow is a wizard at this I don't know how he does it. I tried to do some parts of it. It was not going very well, so I had to cancel myself. He's pulling it off. It's not done yet, but the brush finish looks very profesh. Next step is the edging, and this was the part that I tried to partake in that was not going very smoothly.
Yeah, but you helped me out a lot because now it's nice and ready. It's ready for the Templar's hand.
All right, we finished with the prep work, or not, what am I even saying? We finished with the finishing work, and now it's just time to dry. I am a little bit nervous. I do see some rain clouds around. I'm hoping they just like blow away and blow around and away.
I got plastic. I got plenty of plastic to cover it. That'd be fine.
But it came out so good that I don't want any bad things to happen. It's leveled, it's smoothed, Matt magicianed it to equal with the, I don't know, the curb of the road. He made that go well. It was a really, why are you laughing?
It's pretty easy to, we got a 4-foot bull float. It's pretty easy to float out those sections. It was a little tough though because of the pitch. There was one corner that was higher than, you know, coming from the road. That was higher than everything. So even with the bull float being 4 feet, it did kind of snag in corners. So I did kind of have to really hold it and float it over there to make my little seams a lot less noticeable. So I was able to broom them out. But yeah, it came out pretty good. When you have all the tools, it's pretty easy to do stuff like this. Kristen and I have never worked on these sort of projects before. I've never done a pad that big, relatively solo. So, you know, I'm happy with how it came out. It could be better, of course, but, you know, I'm thrilled, and hopefully it gives Kristen confidence in me moving forward. You know, she's always worried about doing projects.
You did a really good job.
Don't worry, you'll get mad at me again once I have to do that stucco. Once I have to stucco that wall, I don't have the touch for stucco.
What?
Flat work is pretty, the tools do most of the work for you.
He's doing a great job. He made it look easy. It's not easy. Don't listen to him. Even when you have the tools, it's not easy. So I'm pretty happy with that. It looks leveled. It perfectly goes to the road. We have the best driveway in the city, I think, so
For now.
People are going to start wanting to hire you if you don't watch it.
I'm going to be expensive because I pour everything thicker that I need to do it. But speaking of, you know, pouring things thicker and saving money, even pouring it 6 inches thick with the 4,000 PSI concrete, which is a little more a yard, I think we were quoted $14,000 for this driveway. And that was going to be with me doing a lot of the work and forming and working the whole time along with them as well. $14,000. So this little pad was it 520? 520, but I'm going to need 10 more pads that I think are going to be, with the figuring I did, like 700. So it's going to be 7,000 plus this 500 and something dollar pad. So 7,500
plus tools.
No, I'm going to be all in for that because the tools included in this. So yeah, let's call this one 700. It's going to be 11 pads times 700. So 7,700 instead of 14,000. I'm going to be able to do it half price, but we still might pivot. We wanted this pad was important because it's going to interact with the stucco entryway, the stucco walls, and it's going to have a gate. So we wanted that to be nice. We didn't want gravel under the gate because then it's going to look, it's just not going to be the aesthetic that we were going for. So pivoting moving forward, because we really would like to do gravel. Kristen says she would like the aesthetic of that. She said gravel goes a little more naturally with the jungle. So I'm always worried that it's going to run away down the hill. But I think if I make two channels, like two, let's say, I don't know, 1 foot, 1 foot borders going down out of concrete, I could form that. I have the forms to do it, and I could pour those, doing a strip would be relatively simple. putting it in. You could screed it one person, edge it out, and it would look good. And then we could do two edges that wouldn't even need to be that thick because they'd really be getting driven on. And then you could put the gravel in the middle. So then the gravel wouldn't go anywhere. It's not just going to keep sinking forever down into the floor. And if it does, you bring another, yard in or whatever and spread it out. So I think if you were to do a border, we could go with gravel and have some, exponential savings and be a lot quicker. But we have plenty of time. It's going to take like a month for this thing to cure before I can drive over it anyway. All the reading I see on the internet, it says 28 days per inch. This is 6 inches thick, so it's like 6 months till it's fully cured.
Oh my.
But they said you could drive on it in a month. So we have more projects to go with this front wall, and obviously whatever else is going to happen in our lives. Chicken fights, hawks might fly in, more kittens might get dropped off. So we always got stuff like that to do, but I'm happy moving forward. I'm hoping that, I'd love to be able to do that gravel road if it's feasible and if it's about the same amount of money. So we'll see. But I'm happy we got through this project. No fights. We didn't have to cuss each other out, so that was good.
Because you did an amazing job.
Well, what do they call me? Concrete Carl? Am I Concrete Carl now? No more Larry Lance?
The man of endless talents. It's raining. It's raining, people. We had to hurry up and put some plastic down. Hopefully it doesn't ruin our masterpiece. Alright guys, I have bad news. I knew it was too good to be true for this to go so well. We pulled off the plastic. It rained all day and night after we were done with the project, and we took off the plastic today, and something about where the plastic sat on the cement, or is it concrete or cement? I know people keep yelling at me for this.
It's concrete.
Okay, the concrete. So where the plastic laid on there left weird lines. So now it kind of has like a tie-dye effect. I don't know if we could like water pressure it off. It's not the end of the world, but it obviously isn't great when you first do something and it looks so good, and now this happened. So
yeah, I think there's some discoloring in concrete anyway. Anytime you ever see a floor, usually there's variations in color. That could just be the way that it's coming out, the way it's mixed, different.
It's obvious where the plastic went.
No, yeah, for sure. But what I'm saying is I think that there's quite a bit of discoloration anyway, regardless of what we would have done with the plastic. But we were considering sealing it with a color or putting a texture on it anyway down the road. But yeah, it was kind of a bummer to pull that plastic off, and there was all kinds of weird lines all over it. But all in all, I still give the project top to bottom, start to finish, I give it a good B+, I would say, maybe even an A-. So it's the product's well done. I'm happy with it. It's thick, by the time we get through some other projects, it'll be hard and then we can come down. We were trying to source some gravel, so we might still be able to do gravel, which we would prefer, because I think that there may be a way to border it and keep it in. So we'll see, but the projects are moving forward, and this is one thing. This was a confidence builder, I'd say.
It went well. Just a little disappointed in the coloring, but what, Muffin?
Come here, sweet baby.
She has a picker on her.
She got a picker, that's why she's meowing so much. Oh no.
So we're figuring it out, but we'll stay tuned for that. We might stain it. I know there's at Home Depot, there's like different stains and different products you can put on top to make it change colors. We'll look into that maybe, but thanks for watching, everybody. What's going on with Muffin?
She's acting crazy.
This is Crazy Muffin, everybody.
Muffin 2.0. Bear had a sister named Muffin that looks identical to this cat, but Muffin didn't hang around, so that's Muffin 2.0.
So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next episode. Make sure you check out our Patreon if you want to see the videos earlier or real-time updates, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.